On November 12, a significant escalation in the ongoing Israel-Hezbollah tensions occurred when a drone strike targeted a kindergarten in the Haifa suburb of Nesha, located in northern Israel. According to the Israeli military, the drone involved in the attack was an explosive device launched by Hezbollah, a Lebanese militant group with close ties to Iran. This incident marks a notable increase in the range and complexity of attacks that Hezbollah has been carrying out against Israeli targets as the broader conflict in the region continues to intensify. The drone attack struck the kindergarten in the early hours of the day, causing some structural damage to the building. However, remarkably, there were no injuries or fatalities reported, and the Israeli Defense Forces (IDF) confirmed that the attack had not resulted in any casualties. Despite the lack of sirens or any prior warning, Israeli media reports indicated that the school staff acted quickly, swiftly moving the children to safety by guiding them into shelter at the facility. The quick actions of the teachers and staff were credited with ensuring the safety of the children, even though the attack itself could have been far more devastating had it occurred during school hours or caused more significant damage. The attack occurred amid heightened tensions in the region, where Hezbollah has significantly ramped up its military activities in recent months. While Hezbollah has primarily focused its operations on Israeli military positions and other strategic targets, this particular attack targeting a civilian facility, a kindergarten in this case, raises serious concerns about the increasing risk to civilian life, especially children, in areas close to the front lines of the conflict. The strike represents a significant shift in tactics, as Hezbollah seems to be moving away from purely military engagements toward attacks that involve civilian infrastructure. Israeli media coverage of the attack focused heavily on the immediate reactions of the school staff, who were able to prevent a potential tragedy despite the lack of official warning systems such as air raid sirens. This is particularly notable because Israel's sophisticated defense infrastructure is typically equipped with early warning systems that are meant to alert the public of incoming threats, including missiles and drones. In this case, however, the lack of a siren meant that the school staff had to rely on their own judgment and the quick decision-making abilities to protect the children. The IDF statement highlighted that the damage caused by the drone was minimal, and thankfully, the strike did not lead to any direct injuries. The military's assessment suggests that the attack was likely intended to be a symbolic strike, aimed at sending a message rather than causing large-scale destruction or casualties. However, the fact that the attack targeted a civilian facility, especially one with young children, has sparked outrage in Israel and further underscored the complex nature of the conflict. The deliberate targeting of civilian infrastructure raises concerns about the growing risks for non-combatants in the region, especially with the ongoing use of drones and other remote technologies in warfare. The strike on the kindergarten is part of a broader pattern of escalating hostilities between Hezbollah and Israel. In recent months, Hezbollah has reportedly increased its military operations in support of Palestinian groups like Hamas, while also continuing its long-standing animosity towards Israel. Hezbollah's involvement in the conflict has been closely tied to its backing by Iran, which has provided the group with funding, weapons, and military training. This drone strike, along with other recent attacks, highlights the increasing role that non-conventional warfare tactics such as drone strikes are playing in the conflict. Despite the relatively limited scope of this specific attack, it serves as a stark reminder of the constant threat posed by militant groups operating in the region. Israel's northern border, particularly the areas near Lebanon, has always been a flashpoint for conflict due to Hezbollah's long-standing hostility towards Israel. This attack on the kindergarten is not the first time Hezbollah has targeted Israeli territory, but it signals a concerning trend where non-state actors are using advanced weaponry to target civilian infrastructure, potentially destabilizing the region further. In response to the drone attack, the Israeli military has heightened security measures across northern Israel, particularly in areas close to the Lebanese border, where Hezbollah operates. The IDF has also vowed to take strong retaliatory measures against Hezbollah for its continued aggression. Israel has a history of responding forcefully to attacks from Hezbollah, including airstrikes on Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon. The attack on the kindergarten may prompt Israel to escalate its military response, intensifying the already volatile situation along the northern border. While no one was hurt in the attack, the incident has underscored the vulnerability of civilian life in regions affected by ongoing conflict. The fact that children were involved in this particular attack has made the incident particularly disturbing for many in Israel. The image of young children being rushed to safety in the aftermath of an explosive attack has been widely covered in Israeli media, with many commentators pointing to the increasing risks that civilians face in an environment where conflict is no longer confined to military targets. The use of drones, especially explosive ones, has become a defining feature of modern warfare, particularly in asymmetric conflicts where non-state actors, like Hezbollah, face off against technologically superior state actors, like Israel. Drones allow these groups to carry out precision strikes with relatively low risk to themselves, while also allowing them to bypass traditional defense systems like air defense missiles. This tactic has made drones a preferred tool for Hezbollah, as well as other groups operating in the region. The attack on the kindergarten also comes amidst a broader context of growing violence between Israel and Hezbollah, as well as between Israel and other militant groups in the region. Hezbollah has pledged its support for Palestinian factions like Hamas, which have been engaged in their own conflict with Israel in the Gaza Strip. In recent months, tensions between Israel and various Palestinian militant groups have escalated, particularly following Israel's military operations in Gaza. Hezbollah's attacks on Israeli military bases and other targets are seen as a way for the group to show solidarity with Hamas and to further pressure Israel in its ongoing conflict with Palestinian factions. In the aftermath of the attack, Israeli officials have reiterated their commitment to defending the country against any and all threats, including those posed by Hezbollah. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned the attack on the kindergarten, calling it an example of the terrorism that Israel faces daily from groups like Hezbollah. He also stressed that Israel would continue to take decisive action against any group that threatens the safety and security of its citizens. The attack on the kindergarten in Nesha has also prompted broader discussions about the role of non-state actors in modern warfare. With groups like Hezbollah using increasingly sophisticated technology, including drones, to carry out attacks on civilian targets, there are growing concerns about the ability of state actors like Israel to protect their populations. This type of warfare, which involves the targeting of civilian infrastructure, has prompted calls for international action to address the increasing use of drones in conflicts around the world.